From Astana, Kazakhstan, I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow. We're getting into the men's doubles final. Surprise visit, Hong Kong in the house. It's Ho Kwon Kit in the back and Wang Junting leading. Wang Junting, one of the top 2 pen holders in the world, just behind Xu Xin, the cloud walker from China. But that's not who they're facing today. It is a legendary pair, a dynamic duo. It is Yuya Oshima in the front and Masataka Morizono in the back. Get ready for all sorts of fun little movements and I'd say quirks from the left-handed and quite left arm strong Masataka Morizono, already into the aggressive ankle rolls. He'll be stretching quickly. I rode in with Ho Kwon Kit and Wang Junting earlier today from the hotel. Wang Junting and Ho Kwon Kit quite friendly. Quite funny as well, very easygoing guys. Always seem to be in a good mood. Maybe that's just the Hong Kong vibe in general. Life is good. Not too much pressure depending on what you're doing. Wang Junting and Ho Kwon Kit have only been playing together for about 1 year. So they will check names and sides here. For me, Yuya Oshima and Masataka Morizono really showed themselves in 2015 in Suzhou at the World Championships. Again, had 2 match points against Zhang Jike and Xu Xin. Had a chance to work with Gert Selig this morning there, who's measuring the net. We've got some recognizable people out here. Russia's Nikolai Kamensky from Russia, umpiring the match. Again, this will be a best-of-7 match. A little bit about how these players got here. Ho Kwon Kit and Wang Junting started off beating Gao Ning and Pang Shui Jie of Singapore. That's Gert Selig, our assistant umpire from Germany. Very friendly, funny guy. Again, in the Ask a Pro Anything with Timo Boll that we finished shooting this morning. You'll have a chance to see Gert Selig for just a moment. Look at Masataka Morizono in the back. So flexible. Now, I think I've never seen a nation that stretches as much as that of Japan. They all have their mats, their roller balls for their muscles. It's funny, all the professional athletes do things on the daily that other people would find quite painful physically, but the athletes do it because they know it helps them in the long run and it feels fine. 6 years between these two. A lot of semi-final performances and a final in Sweden. The runners-up, they're the 3rd seed here in this event. They're playing against, well, I guess interestingly enough, I'll tell you about Lu Guodong in a minute, playing against the 2nd seeds. I believe they're the 4th seeds. Lu Guodong, the brother of Lu Guoliang, has coached for the Beijing team and has been working with the women within Hong Kong and being the national team coach for some time. Also coached in 2009 in Indonesia. We had a chance to talk earlier. And also had a talk with Lu Guoliang for the first time in a long time. That was pretty cool. Lu Guoliang is doing quite well, interestingly enough. I know a lot of Chinese fans miss him and are curious. So he's happy, he's looking great, hanging out with his daughters, Sophia and Victoria, who are playing golf and learning English. They'll be able to translate for daddy when he's doing international stuff, but he looked great and all is well, so worry not. There's Coach Tasei Kunihito from Japan, who worked with the junior boys for a long time. Used to play himself, still trying to get a match with him. But he's definitely been an integral part of the growth and development that we see so much of from the Japanese men. Again, a very young squad. It's always interesting to look at how many strong up-and-coming players there are in what country. Some of the guys in Hong Kong tell me they don't have a lot in the next generation, but there are a handful that I see that seem quite strong. Ho Kwon Kit, one of them for the younger players. But what about the 16-year-olds? What about them? I think there are a few strong ones from Hong Kong. Right now, Romania actually has a few up-and-comers that are looking very strong. Sweden as well, and of course, Japan. Just a flood of youngsters coming in. In China, there is no shortage of competitive players fighting for a chance to represent their flag and represent their nation internationally. Wang Junting starting table tennis quite late. For those of you who've been following the World Tour, you might already know the story, so I'll keep it short, but around 18 years old was playing a high school competition, and a national team coach, or a coach for a national team player said, hey man, You just gave a really good fight to a national team player. You should be taking this more seriously. Why don't you come with us? Be in touch. Next thing you know, Wang Chunting started training. 18 is quite late to get serious about it in Hong Kong. And now he's the #1 player in Hong Kong. He had been top 10 in the world for a good portion of 2017, only recently dropping out. And depending on his participation, we will see. There's going to be a lot of movement in the world rankings come January. While there are ways for you to find it, it might be easier on January 1st to celebrate the new year by checking out where all your favorite players are, where they've moved to, who's climbing up in the world rankings. So Masataka Morizono to start off with the serve. What a play, hangs in there for the edge ball right down the line. Morizono and Oshima very aggressive. We saw yesterday Oshima from behind the table has the power with the backhands to finish a point. Heavy underspin on that serve. Ho Kwon Kit, not enough lift.
One, two.
Forehand flip. The penhold game can be so strong in doubles. Xu Xin demonstrating that quite well as well. We do have the righty-lefty combo on both sides. Ooh, crawls over. Break for the Japanese pairing. Saved. Ho Kwon Kit keeps it deep on the table. We see this with a lot of players when they're out of position. Sometimes their balls hit well and wide. Sometimes just retrieving it with spin deep on the table is enough. Short game, Wang Chunting the first to break, but can't put down the attack. 4-2 at the first towel break, Japan leading. I'm curious testing out all these different pairs. There's a lot of preparation and investment going into Tokyo 2020, which, I mean, there's so much before then to look out for, but it's going to be magical. After all, the culture for table tennis in Japan is so rich. Celebrities all over. Jun Mizutani let me know that him and many members of the team, men and women, can't go outside without getting stopped left and right. Oh, burned. Morizono holds up for a second, thinks, well, if I run too fast to the wide forehand, he'll hit it behind me to the backhand side, and he's probably right. Wang Chunting, racket face open there, just guides the ball up and out.
5-4.
Very aggressive again in near the table this time. Oshima and Morizono are so spectacular to watch because they fight so hard for every ball. And they really never give up. That's what makes it so exciting. Even the women's doubles final we saw earlier, the players were running all over the court, keeping it in play for several more shots. The rallies just kept going. Pace from Ho Kwon Kit. So the Chinese fans, I believe, cheering on the Shangang run, the Hong Kong players. So for me, Ho Kwon Kit, especially in doubles, is quite an underrated player. He's on his way up in the world rankings. He's sort of next of kin, next in line, it seems, the next generation for Hong Kong. But for a while, that's what Wang Chunting was as well. Gao Ning from Singapore is not the person I'm referring to. For some reason, his name came to mind. Tong Peng was the leader from Hong Kong. Saw him at the Olympic qualification tournament in Hong Kong 2016. Bit injured. It's a very tough ball. Smart play there for that deep cross-court shot. Wang Chunting trying for the backhand from behind Ho Kwon Kit. When someone goes that bold, if they make the shot, everybody will lose their mind. Out of position, look right up near the net, decides not to back off the table, stands in the perfect place, hits the ball flat back. I mean, even blocking that with the little bit of topspin would have been a higher percentage shot, but still would have been extremely low percentage.
6-9.
The fire comes out. From the start of the match, it's been there. The Morizono and Oshima really just let it show out here. I love that. They leave everything on the table. So close to the back edge of the table, Oshima figures I'll play it off the bounce just in case. It catches the edge, whatever. But it does not. It is 4 game points for the second seeds. Oh, wow. Ho-Kwang-Kit reads it perfectly, plays the angle quickly. Again, underrated in my opinion as a doubles player. I've seen Ho-Kwang-Kit for some time, partnering up with others as well. And the power falling near the ground, gets his left hand down. Yuya Oshima finishes it, 11 points to 7 in the first game. Goes to the Japanese pairing. Hong Kong duo in the corner will have to come back and see what they can do in game number 2, coming up right after this.